special guests from the world of comedy, Mat Alano-Martin! And from the world of comic books, Nate Powell! And from Sitcom Theatre, Addison and Mike Adams!
Show, always the Mike Adams Show, always the Mike Adams Show.
Hey gang! Hello! How is
Hello,
everybody?
friends.
Yeah, good.
I like that.
Season 2. This is the Mike Adams Show, Season 2, Episode 1. Can you believe they renewed this show for a second season?
I don't believe it.
Some shows
I
have
haven't paid
trouble
the
with that,
bills.
not us. They were
No
begging
way.
us. You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. It's great to be back, I'll tell you that. I've been missing this thing.
I know, me too, me
Yeah.
too. That's the thing, the stipend bonus only goes so far.
Yeah, you know, the last episode we did was around Christmas time, and
Yeah.
the money that we made on the first season
Yeah.
had to sustain us not only through buying Christmas gifts, but then living until now.
Yeah, right. That's most of the year.
That's hard. It's a hard thing to do. What were you up to?
Oh, I had a fun time. I just like spent it when I wanted. Of course, you know, I got a good thing, a few good things for people, and like took a few vacations. Yeah, certainly. That's the thing. My life's a lot about gifts.
You're a good gift giver. We've talked about that on the show
right,
before.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
Only one made make those good gifts.
Yeah.
I should say.
Wait,
you might
wait.
detect.
Wait,
What?
you guys got a stipend?
Well,
Yeah,
just,
we all got a stipend.
just the contractual amount. I mean, it wasn't.
Certainly. I mean, we got the same thing you got.
I didn't get a stipend.
You didn't get a stipend?
Yeah, like I worked
I mean,
worked all summer.
You
You
worked.
worked all summer
Yeah.
because you didn't get the stipend bonus.
Yeah, I didn't know about the stipend bonus. And I just had,
Lou.
I was
been-
just trying to Brewster's Millions my check all summer long.
Yeah.
You're out there busting your hump. What were you doing?
I was I worked on an ice cream shop. An ice cream truck. Sorry.
You worked on an ice cream truck?
Yeah. 20 at least 24 hours a week.
So you're just cruising around the neighborhood selling ice cream to kids?
No, I wasn't. No. I mean, I'm a musician. I don't
Right.
sell ice cream. I play music.
But you drove this truck selling ice cream.
No. I was playing music on the ice cream truck.
You played the song?
I played the song for the ice cream truck.
Like live?
They paid you 24 hours worth of pay a week to press the button that plays the music?
Yeah, they would play. No. Wait, no. I've just got off work, so I'm a little.
You seem a little
out of it.
buggy.
You do seem a little frazzled.
Well,
How would you play the music?
I played on a piano in the back.
They had a
Like in the back of the van?
Yeah, in the back of the van they had a nice Steinway, and I would play the songs.
songs?
Well, there's only one song. I only play one song.
there's only one song.
Yeah.
Wait, you're doing 24 hours a week? One song?
Yeah, one song, 24 hours a week.
So just every day for like 4 hours or so.
Yeah,
No,
No, not pop No, it was The Entertainer. I played The Entertainer.
The rag?
The Rap. Famous Scott Joplin.
Yeah.
That's not ice cream music.
Well,
Maybe it is.
Lewis,
He made an ice cream music.
I guess so.
It's really bugging me that I didn't get a stipend because this is grueling work. I played The Entertainer every day. It's kind of changed me.
Was it? Had I known that you didn't have this, me and Mike last night wouldn't have blown through the rest of ours doing shots.
Yeah. We could have. Yeah, we could have
given you
at least gotten you in on it.
Exactly.
Or we could have at least bought some ice cream to help you along.
Yeah, right. Of course.
I don't even want to think about ice cream. I've smelled so much ice cream I don't need it. And it just reminds me of The Entertainer.
Was it hard to play The Entertainer, which is a tough tune?
Yeah, it is.
Extremely
with
hard.
cold fingers?
Well, they'd warm up after a while. But at the beginning of the shift, it was always hard.
You gotta loosen up.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, well,
Okay,
we'll do our best. Season 2 now, we'll do our best to see about... I'll talk to Jared and see if we can figure out a way to think about getting you some money.
Right. No promises, but...
I'll do my best.
Right.
As long as there's, you guys are trying, that's all that matters to me.
You're real sweet.
Hey, Louis Rogers! I think he's gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're here. You made it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm back into the regular job, so I feel like better, but
Good,
you know,
great.
it shook me a bit, so we'll see.
Yeah, speaking of the regular job, he's talking about the show, and we have got a great one.
Oh, today is great.
Yeah.
Tonight is great.
Yeah, it's true.
You're applauding for a good reason.
We've got a pocket full of great guests tonight.
You only need the pocket full.
Yeah, just the one pocket. Should we go ahead and jump into it?
I mean, we shouldn't deprive these people any longer.
Yeah.
Beautiful guests.
Our first guest on the Mike Adams Show tonight, the first guest of season 2. You probably know him from around town. He's an entrepreneur. He's a comedian. He's a podcaster, among other things. Please put your warm hands together for Mat Alano-Martin.
Welcome. Thanks. You know the mic is back there. Yeah, I'll grab it. Sorry. No. It goes right here, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's exactly the one. Here you go. I'll tell you what, guys.
We significantly upgraded for season 2, so we're getting the kinks ironed out.
Just right up top there.
Yeah, perfect. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hi, everybody. I'm here now.
Hey!
Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Mike.
I'm really happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here, too.
Matt and I've known each other for a long time.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I used to book you when you were underage to come play at Bears
I
Place.
think that's true. Yeah.
You would come play some nice songs, and then I would right out the back door. Get away. Go.
Those big brooms.
Sandman.
Like
Yes.
on the Larry Bird versus Dr. J video game when you break the backboard and the little guy comes up and he's like... You know what I'm talking about?
There is no way any of you know what he's talking about. None of you know.
Matt, you're a busy guy.
Yes, that's true.
Things I know about you.
Okay.
You're doing stand-up comedy these
Yep.
days.
Mhm.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's good. I'm very lucky. It's my full-time job, so I travel full-time doing stand-up comedy. I did about 156 shows on the road last year.
Okay.
So yeah, this year is kind of gearing up to be about the same amount. So yeah, I'm busy on the road doing that.
How far are you going?
Oh, thank you. I have gone coast to coast and up to Canada, but I typically work the Midwest and the South is kind of the main region that I work.
Great. Do you have particular cities that you prefer? That you do well? You like?
Well, you know, it's always nice to do comedy in Bloomington. Yeah. No, you know, I like the challenge of every city. Like, some places are great. There's, you know, like Madison, Wisconsin is kind of like a bigger Bloomington.
Sure.
It's a very intelligent crowd. But there's something about going into a small town and kind of bringing them to your
For the
viewpoint.
dummies in the small town.
I was born in a small town.
Where do you think you'll
out of
die?
That's very morbid. I was born in a pink house also. That's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
How big was it?
Medium.
Medium size. What would you do with the chili dog? Don't need answer. Don't need answer.
I didn't think this was that type of show.
Oh, That's great. Speaking of comedy in Bloomington, you are involved with the Limestone Festival.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I co-founded the Limestone Comedy Festival with my good friend Jared Thompson, the owner of the Comedy Attic.
He's been on this show. I don't know if I would say good friend.
You know what?
Antagonist.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on our show enough times that I feel totally comfortable calling him Jerry.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, then you understand my working relationship.
Yes.
No, Jared's great. He's a great guy,
Yeah, we love him.
we just had our 3rd year, and we've been very blessed that from year 1. Thank you. Yeah.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah,
it truly is.
We have about 1,000 people come out to watch stand-up comedy for 3 days in Bloomington, and
Yeah.
you know, we do everything we can to make it be as good as the Mike Adams Show, essentially. This is the level of quality we try to bring at the Limestone Comedy Festival.
Sure. I also happen to know about you that you have a new comedy album out.
Yeah, it came out last November. It's my first album of stand-up comedy. It's a lot funnier than the Sam Lowry records that I put out. No? See, nobody knows.
No, I got you. I'm with you.
I was a musician for 10 years, and that's the response I got every time. Thanks, Michael. So then I was like, maybe I'll tell jokes instead. Maybe that'll go better. Yeah, my album Profile as Such came out this past November, and it's an hour of stand-up comedy. I'm very proud of it, and now I've been working really hard on generating the next hour of material. I've been working on writing the new hour now.
How often do you have to come up with new stuff as a stand-up?
Well, it depends on how driven you want to be. To me, it was very important. I put out the record because I wanted to get off of that material.
Sure.
It got very easy for me to go, particularly into a new town where they didn't know who I was, and just do the hits.
Yeah.
Which is, that's the weird thing between music and comedy. With music, you can definitely do that, and there are bands that, they can live off the hits,
Yeah.
But with comedy, I feel like to be a comedian, you got to constantly be writing and generating new content and have new things to say. And so I put the record out to force me to get off of that material. Because once it was out and I was trying to sell it at the end of the show, I couldn't just be like, here's everything you just heard,
Right.
So that was a big motivator to me to write the new hour.
I heard Sinbad on a podcast recently say that I'm not kidding. He was talking about how he feels for the modern comedian because of the pressure to generate content.
Yeah.
Do you feel that pressure?
Obviously Louis C.K. has become pretty famous about doing a new hour every year, and then also writing another additional hour for his TV show. So he's cranking out 2 hours of material every year, which is crazy. Carlin did it for years, and that's who influenced Louis C.K. to do it. But really, everyone just kind of let Carlin be the guy that was doing that, and nobody tried to emulate him. But now with Louis, there is more pressure, and that's a very hard thing to do. I'm very happy to try. I'm coming up on having I'll have an hour that I'm happy with in probably another 6 months, and I'm okay if it takes me 1.5 to 2 years to do an hour.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Did you record the album here in town?
I did. I recorded it upstairs at the Comedy Attic.
Great. Yeah.
And thank you. And it's just been a really positive experience, and I'm really proud of it.
Let's talk about the tour coming up.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. You are doing a Midwest tour, is that right?
Doing a DIY tour. I get to tour all the time doing clubs like the Comedy Attic and places like that. But it's also fun to just go and kind of get back to my punk rock roots a little bit and jump in a car with some other comedians and just do everything from scratch. So I have a tour coming up called the Comedians of the Galaxy.
I love it. I love the flyer. Do we have the flyer? I think we have the flyer here.
Yeah.
I love it. The Comedians of the Galaxy.
Comedians
Look at that.
of the Galaxy.
Yeah. So good. So clever. Yeah, not bad at all.
Thank you.
The dates are here, which might be hard to read for you folks, but where can people find the dates?
We actually have a website, comediansofthegalaxy.com. It'll take you to it. And it's just a short 10-day tour, but it's with my friends David Britton and Johnny Schroet.
Very good, guys.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things where we just want to do alternative spaces like music venues and coffee shops and just do a different type of comedy show. And then we work with our favorite comedians from each of the local scenes too. So it's just kind of taking a step back more towards the punk rock show.
Sure. Do you find that as an uphill battle at all? Like when you're in when you go to a comedy club, people are ready to laugh. Right at the comedy club. When you're in an alternative space like that, is it tougher work?
Honestly, no, because a lot of times the people that will come see a comedy show in an alternative space are younger and smarter, and they're more willing to go with you on more bizarre, like I have I don't want to be too blue. I have a new bit about the clitoris that's actually about the patriarchy.
Okay.
Right?
Let's flip to the script.
Now, what is the clitoris?
You'll have to buy the next album. I'll tell you everything about it.
This guy's a professional.
Yeah. The booklet folds out with some diagrams to show also how the patriarchy's in there. But that's the kind of bit that works all the way through in an alternative space. But in like a regular comedy club, they might really like the first half of it where they think it's just a joke about the lady parts.
Right.
But then when they go into the patriarchy part, they're like, what?
And they get to thinking.
Yeah.
Not just laughs.
Yeah. So it's edutainment.
Let me ask you about Strangers on This Road.
Yes. Strangers on This Road.
For those who were laughing, it was called Strangers on This Road.
Yeah, thank you. It's a podcast that I do, and it's loosely based around the idea of travel and location. And originally I was just interviewing other comedians when we would be working in a city together, because a lot of times like I'll go to the comedy club in Louisville, and I'm in the comedy club in Louisville for 5 days with this other comedian. And so on the 5th day, we would get together and record and talk about our experiences in Louisville, what we thought about the city. And I grew up outside of Louisville. That episode's great. It's with Tim Meadows from Saturday Night Live, who I was working with, and he had never been to Louisville. And so we're going, and I'm taking him to show him some of my favorite places where I grew up and everything in restaurants. So after he'd been there for a week, we kind of talked about Louisville, like what his experiences were. And then we spin off into other kind of conversations as well. But I've also just started to expand it into anything that is sort of interesting or location-based. And we're getting ready to release our 100th episode tomorrow, actually.
100th episode. Not bad at all.
And I've answered the call of WTF. I didn't get Obama, but my 100th episode guest is sitting Bloomington Mayor Mark Cruzan.
Mayor Mark. He's a funny guy.
He's a very funny guy,
Yeah.
and he's also not running in. He's on his way out,
Yeah,
so
right.
he said some things.
Now, okay, I'm on the hook now.
He didn't say the N-word like Obama, but
That's good. That is for the best.
yeah, I think we could all agree it would have been a way bigger story if he had said it.
It's true. Yeah.
But yeah, he comes out tomorrow, and it's a great episode, and we're gonna keep doing it for as long as people want to hear it. So.
Matt, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for
We have
having
run
me.
out of
Appreciate
time
it.
already.
Oh,
If you can
that's
believe
great.
it. What's the best way for people to keep up with you and what you do?
My name is pretty unique, so it's just Google Mat Alano-Martin, and that's Alano part is A-L-A-N-O hyphen Martin, M-A-R-T-I-N, and you'll take you to my website. You can see my comedy dates. I'm also doing web shorts online on YouTube, and I'll take you to that too, and the podcast and everything that you need.
Great. Mat Alano-Martin, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Hey, welcome back to the Mike Adams Show, everybody. We made it. Here we are. Season 2. Well, now what?
We've got another guest, right?
Oh, there's more show. Hey, there's more show. Good news. Let's just jump right in.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm very excited about our next guest. Unlike... Very is the operative. I was excited Matt was on, but it's like I said, I know him, and it's kind of like, I already knew what he was going to say for the most part.
It's okay, buddy. You got to do this.
Of course I'm teasing.
You're good,
right?
too. Thanks, Dad.
You probably...
Heard a lot of that growing up.
Yeah. You probably know our next guest as the award-winning graphic novelist and illustrator and all-around good guy, musician as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's bring him on right away, Mr. Nate Powell.
You know what? After this thing, I might bring Lewis to some doctor and make sure he's fine.
That's a good idea. I think that's a good idea.
Frostbite can affect everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nate, thanks for being here, man.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm
glad
so
to be
happy
out of the
you're
house.
here. Yeah. Get this. Not only, I count it a feat already that Nate has made it to the show just because I'm such a fan. And it's like, Nate Powell's coming on the show. Can you believe it? It's even more of a feat that Nate dragged himself out of his home in his current state. Can you catch us up a little bit on how you're doing? Are you gonna make it through the show?
Oh, yeah. Actually, this is way better than I thought it would be. Basically, like,
We did it! Yeah!
in short, like 5 weeks ago, I got hit by shingles. Shingles, not just an old man's
Like they
disease.
fell off the house. They fell off of the house and
I had
onto
like
you.
4 shingles.
Big gust of wind.
Shingles will knock you out. And so I just got completely incapacitated. I'm seeing double vision, so the crowd looks just enormous. So that's the crowd. But yeah, I'm just like slowly recovering. You know, got some nerve damage, some facial scars, but whatever.
But you're getting better. You're feeling better.
Oh yeah,
Slowly
feeling
but
fine.
surely. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, I'm so glad you're here. We told him he didn't have to come.
But how could I not?
How could he not?
Yeah.
I'm going to get into it.
Let's get into it.
I'm such a fan. I don't know if I can express enough. Let's talk about these. You guys seen these things?
Seen all 4 of them.
All 4 of them. Yes. March, books 1 and 2. This thing affected me. I was moved reading this.
Thank you.
I just don't even know where to begin. It is, well, why don't you tell us what it is? Yeah.
Well, basically, March is a 4-book saga that's the graphic novel memoir of civil rights icon and national treasure John Lewis, who is one of the founders of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, one of the architects of the civil rights movement as we know it. He's the last living speaker from the March on Washington, and just a fantastic human being. So he co-wrote the narrative and the script, and I'm the artist on the saga, and it's changed my life. And John Lewis and Andrew are just 2 excellent individuals to have intertwined lives with for the last few years.
Yeah. And so, yeah. How did you get involved in this project?
Well, our publisher, Top Shelf, I've been working alongside them with other books of mine for 10 years now. And Andrew is a staffer for John Lewis.
Okay.
Day job, working on Capitol Hill. And basically, he got made fun of one day back in 2008 because he was going to a comic book convention after the big election season was over. And apparently there was a voice from the corner of the room that was like, "Don't make fun of him. There was a comic book when I was a teenager that was very influential in the civil rights movement." And it was John Lewis, breaking up the fun.
All the bullies comic book nerd.
So then apparently Andrew was like, A, thank you. B, what is this comic book and why has no one ever heard of it? C, why don't you draw a comic? And then he was like, no. And so after several weeks of being like, draw a comic, draw a comic, draw a comic, or whatever, make a comic, he was like, all right, let's do it together. And then they pitched it to my publisher, and then I tried out for the job and got the job.
Yeah. It truly is amazing. How long have you been involved now with it?
I got started, I think, at the very end of 2011, maybe, or the beginning of 2012. So I'm about 3.5 years into it, and probably have about 2 more years of drawing to go. And then we spend 5 or 6 months out of the year, every weekend or every other weekend, we're always in different cities and in different schools and stuff, doing talks and doing big events and stuff.
Speaking of which, you've got one coming up here in town.
Yes, indeed.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is The Power of Words. Is that right? Yeah,
that's right.
What is that going to entail? It's at the IU Auditorium. I just learned. I just learned that the general admission tickets are gone.
Yeah, apparently it's in scalper territory, quote.
It's free, and it's in scalper territory. IU students, I think you still have a chance. I think there's IU tickets coming still. The rest of you, sorry about your luck. But you're gonna be, did you ever think you were gonna be at the IU auditorium?
Oh, no.
Tell us about it. What's going on? What's going on?
Well, basically, it's on September 21st. I'm doing a couple of events at or through the Monroe County Library leading up, doing some classes and workshops and talks. But on the 21st, the three of us, Congressman Lewis, Andrew, and I, are basically delivering a talk about our work on the book, where it stands in the context of the United States in 2015, John Lewis's, incredible path that he's taken through life that has sort of helped bring us to this point and hopefully through it. And and then there's also like a song and dance bit that we like to keep it under wraps. It's there's pyrotechnics.
Okay.
And there's also a special sort of like Tupac hologram that sort of combines itself with the weird no makeup lineup of Kiss.
Okay.
But I mean, you'll just have to see
I
it.
love this. If you need someone to play the entertainer, I'm sure you can hire Lewis. It's his tryout.
It's important that it's slow enough that it's ice cream truck speed.
Yeah.
To me, that was the most important thing.
That's right.
Like, you don't want true, like, rag tempo.
Yeah.
You need ice cream
It
truck
would confuse
tempo.
kids that way.
So confusing.
Let me ask you about this, too. I got another one. Swallow Me Whole.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Another one that is very, very good. This one's been out for a while.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
came out 7 years ago.
7 long years. Award-winning, is that right?
Yes.
How about that? The thing, though, that I want to ask you about Swallow Me Whole is I read on the internet.
I've heard of that.
I'm all over it. I read on the internet that there might be moving pictures coming soon.
Well, yeah, this is...
A flip book, yes.
There's a companion volume that's just the corner of this graphic novel, and just the rest is glued together, but a special printing is just like...
Perfect.
But yeah, it is true. It's in early stages of development as independent. Which, granted, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but it means something.
Yeah.
So,
Progress is being made.
I'm working together with a fantastic individual who's going to be the director. His name's Luke Slendebrook. I have a bunch of folks attached with music and scoring, and we're working out the kinks in that regard, and sort of keeping things on a very independent level right now, while the option for the movie is working through and trying to get bigger studio interest and funding interest and stuff. So not a lot to say, but that is what there is to say.
Okay, great. I will ask you one more question about that. You wrote and drew this one.
Yeah, I did.
So what does that mean for you in terms of turning it into a movie? How much are you hanging on to the reins?
Oh, well, okay, I wrote the screenplay,
Oh, okay.
which was a lot of fun. Basically, just at first I thought it was going to be this major commitment of re-educating myself in a storytelling form, but really it was just a matter of learning the format. But once I got in there, it was a delight to reapproach these characters and their interactions, and in a lot of ways have the characters surprise me by diverging from the original flow of events. A lot of times it was just the way that it turned out was like, oh, this is how I'd probably do the comic if I were to do it now. So it was just nice to kind of approach it with 7 more years under my belt, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned needing music for it. I don't know I don't remember any ice cream truck scenes in the book, but if you need someone in the movie to play the entertainer, I think Lewis.
Oh, I've heard it a couple of times. It's really coming together, yeah.
Slowly but surely, we're getting him that lost stipend.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
He's going to have to pay it all in copyright
one at a
fees.
time. Yeah.
No. Well, yes.
It could be public domain.
Yeah, we're really hoping that it's public domain, although we haven't looked it up.
Why start now?
Yeah, we're in the middle of the show. I don't want to be on my phone like, Siri, He's the entertainer. Can someone do that real quick? Or just let us know.
Lou was the entertainer. Is that public domain? Do you know?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Lou's Nate, thanks so much for coming on. I'm so happy that you're here. I wish it could have been longer. Yeah, Nate Powell, folks. Yeah. What's the best way for people to keep up with your goings-on?
My website is seemybrotherdance.org, or you can just like look up my name on the internet, and then something will show up, I guess.
Great. Gosh, what a guy. Okay, hey, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back. Thanks to Matt and Nate for being on. We'll be back after these words. Exciting treat for you folks. Typically this would be the time reserved in the show for a musical act, but we couldn't find one in Bloomington. That's a joke. So actually I am very excited that we have a special treat for you. From Sitcom Theatre. Are you all familiar with Sitcom Theatre? Yeah. My God, what a great thing. Yeah, what a great thing. I'll let them explain it later, but you'll also see what they do, because they're going to come out now. We have Michael Barton and Bethy Squires from Sitcom Theatre here to perform a scene for us.
Oh, my God. Oh.
We were here the whole time.
Yes. It was us. Hello. Hello. So, I think you've all probably seen us perform.
It's old hat at this point. You're over it. We're over it.
Yeah, we can do that in our sleep, and we have. So I think tonight we decided we were going to do something a little special.
Something a little different.
Bethy and I have both written and directed shows before. And you've seen, you get to see a performance all the time. How often do you get to see direction and writing as the performance? Okay?
So we're going to take you behind the curtain with a little something we like to call rehearsal theater.
Yes, that is what we're doing tonight. So I've written a little scene as writer/producer, and I'm going to have Bethy help direct. And I think the actors tonight are going to be Mr. Addison and Mr. Mike.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I am not prepared for this.
I'm going to prepare you. I'm going to prepare you as a director.
Don't look at it until we start. That's because we want this to be off the cuff. We want spontaneity.
Is it all right that we're seated? Is that okay?
For now.
Okay.
Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Bethy, how important is movement in theater?
I think movement is incredibly important in theater, but sometimes no movement is even more powerful.
Now, what if a tree moves and knocks your mic off of your jacket? Is that acceptable movement?
You know what? It adds some veracity. It's something visceral. It's something else that starts with V. Yeah. It's there.
Verisimilitude.
You know? Yeah.
Yes.
So first we're going to start with some warm-up exercises. Now, the Sitcom Theatre players have rehearsed with an acting coach, Jessie Merkis. And she feels that the seat of acting is the seat of the body. The
buttocks.
You act with your buttocks, and then the rest comes from there. It rises from there. So if you would stand.
Sure.
Yes.
We're going to do...
You're doing great.
You're already got it. We're going to limber up the muscle, the acting muscle, which is the butt. And we're gonna get it low. We're gonna take it high. Low, low, high. Side, to side. And side, to side. You guys are going the wrong way. Side, to side. Good, good, good. We got that. We got that. That's the Merkus method. Now, we need to relax the muscles of the face. Get ready to act and emote in that way that lets you know, hey, we have feelings.
Yeah.
We are people.
We are not robots.
Unless you're playing a robot, in which case, don't do this.
Yes. And we often have robots in our shows, and so that is it's relevant.
So you're just gonna muscle, relax your jaw muscle.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Now don't do this too hard, or you're gonna get some bruises on your face. Okay?
And that one will go. Okay, do you guys throw them board up on your face?
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh, do you think we're ready?
Oh, well, let's briefly, before we start, let's just talk about character really quickly. As the writer, Mike, you're playing this really cruel, mean guy who's been taking advantage of the character Addison's playing.
Oh.
But the only reason you're
That's
doing
more of a Lewis part, I would think.
And Addison, you are just playing this total doof who just doesn't understand the world, and you're
Also
very
more
naive.
of a Lewis part somehow. Weird, he's both parts.
And do you guys feel ready? Do you have any questions for us before you begin?
I don't have a single question.
That's great. That's a good sign as an actor.
Yeah.
And a talk show host.
Question nothing the director and writers say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard something about like a secret question, like an actor's question.
Ooh.
What's my actor's question?
What is your actor's question?
Oh! Professionals! Wow!
All right.
Ready.
I have no idea what's happening.
So, Mike, you can now look at your script. You'll be playing the character named Mike Adams, and you'll be playing the character named Addison.
Beautiful.
Love it. This is good writing. Ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah. Do you say action or?
I do. I'm the director.
Great.
Action!
Addison,
No.
because you've been doing such a fine job as my sidekick, especially during that horrendous Nate Powell interview, I've decided to give you a raise.
Oh, golly gee gosh, Mr. Adams! I think hard work is its own reward. But I'm sure not gonna say so to no raise, you know?
Now, according to my figures, you currently make $2.50 per hour plus tips.
That's right. I'm grateful. Even though a lot of folks don't tip the sidekick when they come to taping at talk shows.
Well, there's not much I can do about my audience being a bunch of cheap, uncultured peasants. But that's the business I'm in. Lowest common denominator being what it is and all.
Speaking of denominators, what's my new salary gonna be? Will I finally be able to buy a yacht like yours?
Why, yes, if you invest your new money wisely and stop spending on those frivolities like health insurance and toothpaste, then you should be able to buy a yacht.
Oh boy. I'm gonna name the yacht Half As Good As Mike. Because that's all I am. But come on, lay the number on me. How many greenbacks am I gonna be putting under my mattress? Can't believe it was gonna be.
Your new salary will be $5 per hour, but no tips. And you also might have to do a lot of unpaid overtime.
Oh, you're the best, Mr. Adams. I'm the luckiest little boy in the world. I'm so glad you saved me from that orphanage and showed me how to make it in this here big city. I love you, sir.
Sitcom Theatre, folks.
See? Wow. I just sort of let that overtake me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I just did.
You were like a
I was
different
lost in
person.
it.
It was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard it, I saw it,
Yeah.
and I felt it.
Oh, what?
You were good too.
How did I do? Oh, yeah.
Bravo.
Oh.
You guys, thanks so much for being on. This is incredible.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Can you tell these fine folks where can they catch a full, not amateur hour sitcom theater performance?
Our next show is going to be September 25th at the Back Door.
Okay.
We don't have a title for it yet, but it involves football and space.
It'll be like an amateur 45, 50 minutes, something like that.
How many shows have you done so far?
Ooh.
We did, our first one was, we did a thing of Friends, then we did our Christmas special, then we did our Valentine's special, then you did the talk show, and then I did First and Last. So this will be the 6th one.
And then we did the parade.
Oh, and then we did the parade, yeah.
Oh, right.
So this will be our 7th one, counting parade.
I'm glad to hear you're not sticking with the talk show. Competition. Hey, Sitcom Theatre, folks. Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you.
That was so good. Hey, thanks for coming to the